Did you know that mermaids are actually creatures mentioned in the Bible? I'll explain what one of the most important and absent books of the Bible says about mermaids, and why, throughout history, there have been countless sightings of what is believed to be a mythical creature known as the mermaid. These creatures have been documented in various ancient cultures, each labeling them with different names, but all share the same evident appearance. So we must ask ourselves, how real are these creatures? And when we do, we may find the answer, because there is a secret and absent book of the Bible that speaks about mermaids and their true nature. I'm talking about the 2,000-year-old biblical scrolls found in a cave at Qumran, known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient scrolls contain biblical texts that we know today, including the book of Genesis and the book of Isaiah, to name a few. However, there was one book that remained hidden from the Bible for decades, the book of Enoch. This book expands on topics that the Holy Bible does not go into detail about, such as biblical creatures, including mermaids, which I will discuss in this video. Enoch, by the way, is the great-grandfather of Noah, which makes this book a significant part of the Bible, even though it is currently not included. The book of Enoch answers questions we all have about various subjects of the Holy Bible. And although, as a Christian, your mind may be focused on the current books of the Bible as the only truth, it is important to understand that the book of Enoch was found alongside the same books that make up the current Bible, and those in power decided to remove it. This does not mean that the book of Enoch is less credible. In fact, it may potentially mean that it is more than we initially thought. Now let's see what the book of Enoch says about mermaids. The book of Enoch mentions a group of mysterious beings, and these beings are linked to the creation of what we now call mermaids. The story begins with a group of angels known as the Watchers. These angels came to earth and joined with human women, and this unholy union resulted in the biblical giants we talk about in the book of Genesis. Check out my full video explaining the Watchers here if you're interested. However, the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the women who joined with the Watchers paid a price for this unholy union. The Watchers were chained in a place called Tartarus. The Nephilim were destroyed in a great flood, and the women who joined with the Watchers were cursed to become mermaids. Enoch 19. 2 states that the women of the angels who had gone astray would become mermaids. Mermaids can be translated as 2 different creatures. The first is the Greek mermaid, which is half bird, half human, and the second can be translated as mermaids in the sense we know them. However, over time, the word mermaid has become a title to describe a specific type of sea creature that sings a hypnotic song attracting men to the depths of the sea, leading to their death. There is even a series called Sirens that deals with mermaids. Originally, mermaids were human women, and that's why in various movies they transform into human women. It's because that was their original form, although they can no longer return to their human shape, since they are cursed and not as beautiful as depicted. According to first-hand accounts with these creatures, they are at the very least demonic. Many people who have encountered these creatures say they have a demonic nature, as they lure people off their boats in the middle of the ocean. But apparently, they do not inhabit only the oceans. They are also in other bodies of water, such as lakes and rivers. Mermaids, also known as sea spirits, have been documented for thousands of years. There is even an ancient Egyptian painting that depicts a war that took place between humans and mermaids. These creatures are described as having a frightening appearance and also possessing supernatural abilities, particularly hypnosis with their voices and telepathy, which is the ability to communicate mentally without speaking. Most often, they are described with almond-shaped black eyes, sharp teeth like blades, gills on their faces, and webbed fingers. These creatures gave rise to the folklore surrounding swamp monsters. Now let's look at some of my favorite first-hand accounts about these beings. There's a testimony I find quite intriguing about a woman who, unfortunately I don't have the name of, who encountered a mermaid. She said the creature communicated telepathically with her and said something terrifying. The woman was swimming in a lake while her family was cooking nearby during a family event. She reported that she climbed onto a rock near where she was swimming, and in her own words, everything fell silent. Her family, the birds, the wind, everything was completely quiet. Then she saw a mermaid with almond-shaped black eyes emerge from the water and tell her telepathically, "I can make you jump into the water." She began to get scared and the mermaids seemed displeased before swimming away, disappearing into the depths. This is a very frightening encounter, considering the abundance of testimonies with similar stories about these creatures, making people jump into the depths and never being seen again. Other cultures believe that if you see a mermaid, you will become rich, and there are also places where it is believed that people are literally taken by these creatures. My final conclusion is that if these creatures have been documented for thousands of years, up to the present day, by various cultures around the world, there's no way this can just be a legend. Let me know in the comments if you have ever encountered a mermaid. I would love to hear your stories. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, check out my playlist on the Book of Enoch here.